nothing changes.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome in. Today is June the 17th, 2021. It's Thursday afternoon. I have a live show tonight, so do make sure you come and join me for the live show. I'd love to see you guys at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll put the link below. Come back and hang out with us live. We do Q&As, anything you want to ask about reselling, business, entrepreneurship, accounting, eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Shopify. You got questions, we got answers. That's a commercial. That's famous. Please don't sue me. But come back. The link's below, 9 p.m. Eastern. Today's video, I just want to talk about burnout. A lot of people ask me, when they've realized that I've been a reseller for probably 13, 14 years now. I moved to Florida in 2005. I really started doing Craigslist 2006. And started like full-time reselling, making actual income around 2007. So you're looking at 14 plus years I've been selling, at least full-time 13, 14, if not 15 or 16 part-time. So, and after people figure out that I've done it that long and they figure out that I've been on YouTube for 5.5 years, how do I avoid burnout? How do I stay motivated? How do I keep myself from just wanting to quit, wanting to give in, right? And I say it all the time. I make jokes. I'm like, I'm quitting. I'm done with this. Here's the thing. There's three parts of business and three parts of life that always keep me going, even when sales are crap, when things are down, when I'm not making any money, when platforms are changing, when there's no news to talk about, when there's no videos to make. There's three things that I always keep my eyes on the prize, right? So number one is that this is all I ever know. This is all that I've ever done since I've been an adult, right? So I moved here at 2005. I was 20 years old. And ever since then, it's all I've done. And so the reason that it's all that I've done is because it's what I love. I love buying. I love selling. I love finding stuff. I love making deals. I love making money. I love making these YouTube videos and being on social media with you guys. So this is literally everything that I've ever known. And if you do something that you love and that's all you ever do and all you've ever known, now I'm not saying it's not right to go and do some other stuff and have fun and do other things, maybe a video game channel, maybe a cooking channel, but when you do something you love, you'll never hate going to work. You'll never really get burned out as fast as other people who hate what they do. People that hate their jobs get burned out 3 times as fast on their job. That's like a market research that I read. 3 times as fast they want to quit, leave a job, change a job, do something different, or get burned out altogether and just give up. 3 times as fast, which means if you're somebody who hates your job and you last at your job for 5 years, I could have lasted doing the same thing for 15 years because I loved it. So just keep that in mind. So number one is that do something you love, and I do something I love, and so I'll never get burned out on it. At least I sure hope not. Okay, so the number 2 thing that really helps me from getting burned out or from wanting to quit is having what we call a short memory. And what that means is things go wrong. You will never ever in life ever do anything perfectly, especially not running a business. Things happen like returns, refunds, lost packages, damaged packages, buying bad inventory, glitches, things disappearing, things getting deleted, scammers, trolls, just you name it, it happens. Like there's just no two ways about it. There's no avoiding it. And you have to go into business with a mindset of things are going to happen. Of course, you're going to do everything possible under, the sun to prevent them, but it's still going to happen. It happens to me all the time. I had a chargeback for nearly $300 on product that I sold months ago, and I fought the case through PayPal, and I won, and the lady went back and filed a case directly through her credit card, which happened to be American Express, I think, and they ended up reversing it and ruling against me, and I had to go file an IC3 FBI case against this lady in order to get it re-reversed. Now, PayPal ended up eating it, and I got to keep the money, but that was a major headache and just a huge problem, and like I almost lost $300, which wouldn't have been devastating, but it would have sucked. Nobody wants to just lose $300, right? So these things happen, and you just have to go, that's the first time that's happened to me, and probably I get cases open here and there for items or not as described. Sometimes people buy training courses from me and they don't check their spam folder, and it comes in there and they open a case for item not received, and we take care of it in a day or two. I have not had somebody actually go through the whole chargeback scenario and go through that entire thing and then reverse it, and I had to go through IC3. I tell you guys to do it all the time. And I've had to do it way back in the day, but I haven't done it in years. So that was the first time, and it happened. So the thing is, be ready and know that it's going to happen, and then also have a plan. When something happens, when something bad goes down, have a plan. How are you going to handle refunds, returns? How are you going to handle chargebacks or cases? How are you going to handle a lost package? Always, always, always pay attention in my Facebook groups or on social media when other people have problems. Take a little note, write it down. This is how they handled it. This is how it worked out. This is what they should have done. This is what I could do. So always be prepared. Like, things are going to happen. It's never perfect. Business is tough, and you have to be ready. The more prepared you are for when these problems inevitably happen, the faster you can fix them, the easier you can fix them, the least expensive way as possible you can fix them, and the less of a headache that you'll have when you actually have to, face them head on. So number 2 thing that keeps me going is always knowing that bad things happen, but knowing that I am prepared for anything to happen. And then when the good stuff happens, that just props me up even more. So that's my number 2 thing that keeps me from burning out in business. Absolutely, for sure, because a lot of bad things happen all the time. So the number 3 thing that keeps me from burning out and keeps me doing what I'm doing is because I do make good money. And this business can make you good money. Almost any business can make you good money if you execute and do a good job. And the thing about it is a lot of people are motivated by money. I am motivated by money. Don't get me wrong. I don't think money is everything, but I'm absolutely motivated by it because I don't want to be back in a position where I don't have any money. I don't have a place to live. I don't have a car. I don't have this, that. All the nice, fancy stuff is great, but I just don't want to be in a part of, not even having the bare minimums. I at least want to be here in the middle and up. So I know that the harder I work and the more successful I am, I'm moving up these steps, and I've got a lot more, to give before I'm way down here. I know the higher you get, the easier it is to fall. I know all that, but honestly, it's not. In the financial world, if you build yourself all the way up here, even if you fall down a few levels, lose a little income, lose this, lose that, you're still a lot of steps up from being down there at the bottom, right? So I'm motivated by money and motivated to be up there. But part of that motivation is that I reward myself. So a lot of people just have this thing about saving money. They save every dollar they get, and that's great. And I save money. Trust me, I'm invested. I have accounts. I have 4 or 5 savings accounts, Acorn accounts, stock accounts. So places where other money is. I have cash savings. I have my normal business accounts, my normal bank accounts. So I definitely save money, but I reward myself. I buy things that other people might see as a waste or, frivolously spending money or splurging or whatever, you want to call it. Clearly, I did that on a car. I bought a golf cart when we moved into this house to be able to drive to the lagoon. Golf carts aren't cheap. I never knew how much they were. A brand new golf cart was $9,000. I had no idea. That's a lot of money. That's a whole car, right? And it is basically a car. I bought that, monitor there that was, almost $1,000 or right at $1,000. Did I need it? No. Did I want it? Yes. Why? Because I'm rewarding myself, because we worked hard to get this house, to get everything. I want it to be nice, and because we made a lot of money during the pandemic, and last year we did very, very well. And that's, part of the reason I was able to, not only buy this house and buy the stuff that's in it, but it's a way of, reminding myself that this is why I do what I do. It has nothing, a lot of the stuff that I have, because some people might say, oh, well, then you get into the showing off or bragging. That's not, I've had that car for going on 6 years now. Stuff like this, the computer monitor being in here, unless you guys, actually were on my YouTube channel seeing the office tour and knew about this monitor, nobody sees this. Nobody knows that this is here. It's just me. It's myself rewarding myself. All the stuff that we put in this house, people ask for a house tour or whatever, which I'm going to do for you guys. But nobody knows how much money we've spent or what we've done or what things we buy for ourselves or when we go out or vacations. Nobody knows about, the rewards that we give ourselves, because that's ways of us reminding ourselves. It's not reminding anyone else, because no one else worked for it. No one else did it. And no one else cares to the point of that's going to motivate them in their business. Now, I know a lot of people see other successful people and see what they buy and see the houses and the cars and this and that motivates them. And I've never really been a big one for that. When I see what other people are doing, I see that it could be possible that they're doing something to get that stuff, but what they reward themselves with is great for them. That isn't what pushes me in business. Rewarding myself is what pushes me in business. So this probably comes off really badly and terribly, and it probably doesn't sound real good, But if you think about it in a way where you're not, you know, don't be jealous of people, don't be envious of people, I never look at somebody and get jealous or envious of them or care. Like, I'm happy for people generally. Like, oh, you bought a Lambo, that's awesome. You bought a brand new house, that's fantastic. Like, I'm happy when people make it, and I hope that that stuff that they get and reward themselves with pushes them. But that's what I do for myself. Buying this house or buying that car or buying a golf cart or buying a vacation or whatever it is that you buy, you need to use that as motivation to push yourself for the next thing. Like, oh, wow, I worked hard enough that I was able to pay off my car, buy a new car. You know, what can I do next? What's the next thing I'm going to reward myself with? A lot of people, like, they put that, you know, that Ferrari poster on the wall, and they're like, I'm going to buy that Ferrari one day, or I'm going to buy that mansion, or I'm going to, whatever it is, or I'm going to take a trip around the world. And that's what they set their goal to motivate themselves, a reward. And so that's kind of what I do with myself. We knew we wanted this house, and so I set that goal where, like, I'm going to reward myself if I can work hard enough and figure out a way to buy this house or to buy that car or whatever. So that's kind of the third thing that keeps me going. There's always new goals. And people ask me now, like, now that I have the house and now that I moved and all this stuff, what is the next goal? And so my goal now, you know, we have cars, a house, this stuff. I have two huge goals that are going to reward myself. So really bad timing. I wanted to, I've invested in property before, but not like full on been a real estate investor. And I really want to do that. I want to buy property, but it's a really bad time to buy property right now. It's super expensive. So I'm kind of just hanging tight. Like, the market's got to come down. It's going to happen. It is what it is. And when it does, I'm going to be ready to scoop it up. You know, I'm going to get, you know, scoop up something and have it. So that's goal number one, to reward myself with that. And the second goal is not cars, trips, houses, none of that stuff. It's time. I really want to automate a lot of what I do to where I can work once or twice a week, where I can say, like, hey, look, I'm going to do, you know, a 12-hour day on Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to work like crazy hard for 2 days, get done anything I need to get done, digitals and emails and posts and products and sales and automation and videos and everything that I need to get done. And then I don't have to work because that stuff generates money for 4 or 5 days. It'll generate money, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I can come back and work Monday. Or I could work Thursday and Friday and take off the weekend and the rest of the week, right? So time is really my second goal, where I want to reward myself. And I want to start with like every other day. Like, I'm not going to work tomorrow. But I'm going to work Saturday, and then I'm not going to work Sunday. I'm going to work Monday. Not really right now. I can't do that right now. Everything every day requires me to do stuff. But two parts of that, and I've kind of got off in a tangent, and that's okay. But two parts of that is, one, I have to be able to do it so it generates the money so I can take that time off. But also the second one is I have to learn how to turn my work off, my mind and my brain for those days. So really, that's my two things. I definitely want to get into property, you know, houses and cars. This house is our maybe long time house. I don't know if it's a forever house, but it's a long time house. And my car is going to be paid off pretty soon, very soon. And so the cars and the house are what it is. I want to own property that is earning me income. That's what I want. And that's going to help with that automation with the second part of it. So, all right, that's the 3 ways that I stay motivated, and the ways that I don't get burned out is I have goals, things that I'm working towards, things that I want, and things that I'm not willing to do without, things that I'm not willing to quit on, and I do what I love. And so all those things combined will keep you in the game and keep you from wanting to, you know, just throw in the towel and give up. Hopefully this motivates you guys. Hopefully you take this and do what you want with it, but I hope it drives you to get to where you want to be. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss future videos, and come back, join me at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight on the live show. I'll link it below. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you at 9 p.m.